Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 430 of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games. I'm one of your hosts, Amy K. Alexander, and I'm joined this week by Daffod Moody.
Howdy doodly do, everybody. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's the holiest day of video games day. Hallelujah. I hope everyone is well. That's all the power I've got. I'm knackered. I won't lie.
All right, so Moody's done for the day, and we're also joined by Vitz Patel.
What's good, everybody? How are you all doing? Hope you're having a great week or a great weekend, or depending on when you listen to this fine podcast.
How's life in 2034?
Exactly.
For the person that clicks on this 10 years later and is like, I wonder if The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is any good.
Bold of you to think the world will still be around in 10 years.
You've got to be optimistic, right? Like,
You have to be.
You have to just assume that, the world will keep spinning. I mean, the world will keep spinning.
There's no doubt about that. I won't lie, I saw something funny, which I think is fake, but at the same time, I was just like, if that was actually true, if that was real, I think I really would want to do that. So I've seen, apparently, there's cruise liners that are putting out a thing for 4-year travel. It's like basically just start from January. And I'm just like, could I afford that? No, but if I could, that's very tempting. if I was still in a job, I'd say, yeah, so boss, gonna have to work from home, but at least work not remote for a while. Yeah. I'm like, what's a while? 4 years, give or take.
International waters counts as home, right? Yeah.
International waters, yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah,
home is wherever my PlayStation is.
There you go.
All I would have been said is, and I need at least that dev kit and that dev kit. Why do you need those? Just in case you need me on them, boss. You know how it is.
Exactly.
No other reasons at all.
What would you do when you needed a PS6? Because in that 4-year span, you will need a PS6.
Well, like we talked about last week, we probably won't need it because we'll still have the PS5, which will be able to play the PS6 games that are anyway, so it doesn't make a differance. So I'm good for at least 2 years after that.
2 years after that.
Until they release the pro version of that.
Extend the
£1,000.
I mean,
so it's all good.
2 years now he's being optimistic.
Okay, 4 years.
The entire lifespan of the PS6.
But to answer your original question, Ames, I'm doing okay. We've had a good week. This week, we have launched, or at least revealed, a new game show they're working on. So this is Pixel Pop Stars, the all-new game show coming to twitch.tv/Vitz Patel. There's a reveal trailer with singing and everything, and a beloved song gets butchered by yours truly.
Doesn't get butchered. Shut up. It's good.
And people have been signing up to be contestants. If you check out the video on my socials or on my YouTube channel, there's a link to a Google form where you can provide your details. And the great thing about Pixel Pop Stars is you get to bring your own very own specialist subject. And can be whatever you want, any movie, game, show, whatever happens to be. So people have been submitting those, and they've been varied. And I'm having a great time putting this together. And and aside from that, this Sunday, November the 24th, if you're listening to this before Sunday happens in your part of the world, we are doing our marathon stream to wrap up our fundraising efforts for the wonderful people over at Special Effect. So this has been a long road of many amazing streams that we've done. And this is the culmination of it all. So this is kind of a victory lap because we smashed through all of our goals and raised more money than we ever thought we could, kind of thing. So this is going to be a celebration of that, and it's going to be a day of shenanigans. So that kicks off at 10 a.m. GMT over on twitch.tv/wordsbackgames. And as I say, shenanigans are plenty.
How far can I push the concept of pop culture and pixel pop stars?
As far as you want.
So,
what are you thinking?
Could my specialist subject be Moody? Like, just Moody. Just answer questions about Moody.
I mean, I'd have to write questions about Moody.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
But Hey, submit on the form and we'll see what happens.
Wait, what?
and then the head to head
that right now.
and then the head to head between me and Moody.
Yeah.
Who said this? We ain't Moody. I don't even remember that.
Yeah, so if you quite shenanigans and legalistic 90s game shows, there's going to be much more of those with some new and fresh ideas that I'm putting together, and some returning favorite concepts that I've done over the past. So yeah, it's going to be a fun old time, and yeah, getting my creative outlet done. We're putting this reveal trailer together. Today I cut the intro for the show itself. So yeah, I think things are moving.
I really feel I don't feel very productive.
Things are moving.
Like falling in Vegas all day. In my pajamas. It's not. I have things to do. I just didn't do any of them.
That's all good.
Oh, there's times out I go off what Matt LeBlanc says. His favorite thing is to do nothing. And I did nothing as well. I did something, but I laid on my couch all day watching the first six episodes of Arcane. They're pretty good.
Yeah?
I won't lie. They're pretty good.
Awesome.
I think it's lost I don't know why, I just think it's lost the pizzazz of like the hype of what it had, 2-3 years ago now. So
is this the first season where they broke out the rollout schedule? Because I know the second.
No, I'm on the second season. I've already watched the first season. Yeah, I watched that ages ago. I'm on the second season. Yeah.
I think the last batch of episodes they dropped. I want to say last Saturday or
no, Saturday. The last episode to this Saturday coming. Yeah.
So yeah, in the same way that like Cobra Kai was broken up into 3 chunks, I wondered if like a disruptive schedule for this season of Arcane is kind of taking the shine off it for some.
Well, it was the same for the first season.
Oh, it was? Okay.
They went 3 episodes and 3 episodes and 3 episodes. Yeah, it was the same.
Amy's having an existential crisis over there. You're right there.
Just how TV works nowadays. It's just like,
yeah.
I'm not. We've talked about it before.
It's stupid. And
no point of unleashing Amy yet. So
fuck this bullshit. Mm-hmm. Well, I had because obviously I had a day and a half yesterday, so I went out and treated myself today. To this.
Wow. For all the listeners, Amy's holding up a copy of Mass Effect, the board game.
The new Mass Effect board game. It was just sitting there. And I could
just sitting there saying, Amy, take me.
You and Keith have almost finished Arkham Horror.
See, I thought you'd have like Rex's voice. And you'd go, Shepard.
No.
Shepard.
He is my favorite character. But
oh, hell yeah. And then, yeah, I know my topic is going to be talking about Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, but it might also transpire into dragging out the soapbox to rant about Gran Turismo, but I'll try to avoid that. I'll do my very best.
Yeah, I saw your Blue Sky thing. I was
saw
like,
your tweets and I was like, oh, no. But it's fine.
Yeah, it happened again. But I'll
again.
do my best to refrain from having a rant on this specific episode.
Gran Turismo developers, sort your fucking shit out. Sort your lives out. Fucking
All I'm saying is
I'm
put me in,
sick of
coach.
hearing about it. Like,
I will go to Japan and be there for 6 months, however long it takes to fix it.
I'm gonna make a video about Gran Turismo 7. Literally, just this, just like for fuck's sake, fix your shit. I'm sick of hearing about it every month.
We're sick of hearing Vitz whine about it all the time.
I know more about Gran Turismo 7 than I know about some games I actually like.
Exactly.
So I got in my topic later. If I hear the words Gran and Turismo.
Well, I said that doesn't sound chill. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know if we expect to see it.
Yeah, no, it's good. I've been watching more Crazy Ex-Girlfriend as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, I watched that clip. Obviously, I need to be in it to like watch it, understand a lot of it. When I saw that, I was thinking, yeah, that's an Amy thing, no doubt. That's it automatic when I saw. I was thinking, yeah, that's some game you would like.
Yeah, it's I said last week I was watching it. I was like, it's really good comedy. It's very funny. And I'm halfway through season 3 now. And I need
you're getting that statement.
I need to change my answer, coach. because it's a very good comedy, but it's also definitely one of the best things I've ever like seen about mental illness. And the thing about it being one of the best things about mental illness is it takes a bit of a turn, you know.
Interesting.
Not quite just a comedy. Like
if it's done right and worked and handled right, I think it can be something really good.
And it's still funny because it's still a comedy show, but also it's like it's really uncomfortable. But in a good way. Like they really get it right. I've never seen a show or a film, to my knowledge, that like handles like mental illness in such a good, like an honest way, but also like a compassionate way, but also an honest way. And it's just like, oh wow, like you watch season 3 and you're just like, oh god, oh no, and then it just they just keep it's very good. I recommend everybody watch it. It's a phenomenal TV show.
Yeah. Speaking of things I watched this week, we've been peppering in a few different movies. So we rewatched Gladiator from 2000 in preparation of seeing Gladiator 2 at some point in the near future. So yeah, that was a fun watch. And then we rewatched Rise, Roar, Revolt, otherwise known as RRR, the final masterpiece that came out last year, 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
yeah. So that was it's one of the best movies of all time. It is so extra. It's amazing. So that's been good. And then I saw today there's a Cruel Intentions TV show. I don't imagine it's any good. Just in the same way that I found out they made a sequel to Cruel Intentions based on a Manchester prep school. But I don't imagine it's any good, but it's just that's a thing. But yeah. And as I was saying, as we were having a chat off air, I need to find out if this new June show is any good. I
don't know, man.
Although
like, everybody's got their streaming services, so they're like, "Oh, we need to leverage our IPs to make shows that we only 3 episodes of every 5 years," and it's just like, no, I'm all right, thanks. Like, because you just thought, there's a Cruel Intentions show, there's an Alien series, I saw a Blade series.
Maybe I need it to be February now to watch the final batch of Cobra Kai episodes. It is so damn good.
When did they make a Blade TV show? And it's just like, you know what? I don't want to know. Like, oh man, everything's a streaming series now.
But Gladiator still holds up. Still a really good film.
Gladiator is a good film, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, very, very, very good film. Very good film. I remember seeing that when I was a younger man in my time. Not so young now. Rocky boy, guy.
It was 24 years ago.
Back in my day,
24 fucking years ago.
Things were allowed to end.
Mm-hmm. I remember getting the DVD to that, but we didn't have a TV at the time, which was, I think it didn't play NTSC content, so it was in black and white when you put the DVD in. And I was like, okay, we need new TV.
In order to a pretty good film in black and white.
Oh yeah, it's like I don't want to say Kurosawa because that triggers people, but it's kind of the shortcut.
Even that triggers people. What does people get triggered too easy?
No, Amy's
talking about me.
Amy was about to say that bait moves.
Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, we've got a Kurosawa. Oh wow, cool.
Just it's black and white.
What like filmmaking techniques did you use from like Akira? We made it black and white.
Exactly. What do you mean filmmaking?
Because that's all he did. Yeah, he made his films black and white. That was it, and nothing else. He was known for nothing else. Even the ones that were in color, they weren't. You were wrong. They were in black and white too.
Would they at least film in Super Mario Nation or whatever it used to say?
I don't know. Kurosawa mode. Yeah.
That was not taking the bait, chat.
I wasn't kidding. And then Moody baited in the hook, like double baited the hook, and I was like, I gotta go in now.
Well, I didn't realize I've got
to defend my honor.
Defend your honor?
Yeah.
For what?
You earned me. From you.
Amy was there flicking her thumb to unsheath her sword a little bit.
Yeah.
fun and games. Speaking of, I finished another video game this week.
Wow. Finished 2
Well,
games.
someone has to play new video games because none of us, me and Amy, had.
I refuse.
We're probably
You'll
stretching
suck.
the term new at this point, but
No, you're not.
yeah, so
it was like what 2 months ago, like stretching the term new.
that's a lot of video games came out in those 2 months, James.
He's not wrong there.
A lot of video games came out since last week. That doesn't mean that like games that came out last week are old.
Okay, well, this game still might be new to you anyway. This is The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. So this was developed by Team Grezzo. Not that Nintendo would let you know that until you finish the game, in their style that they tend to do these days. So this is the follow-up title from the same people who brought you the Link's Awakening remake of the game very close to my heart. And this one actually stars Princess Zelda. So she's out there getting the business done, and it's a very different tone, even though the art style is the same. So for this game, whilst there's combat, there's a different twist to it. If you haven't seen any of the reveal trailers or marketing materials, where Zelda meets a companion and they are given the power to summon items and creatures which at one point were enemies, so then you can then summon them to fight on your behalf and what have you. And it is a really, really charming game. Nintendo, my Switch is doing that weird thing where it doesn't tell you the number of hours that you played yet. I don't think it's been enough days. When I last checked, it was still, you played this within the last 10 days kind of thing. But I would say it's around about 20 hours or so. Yeah, that probably what feels right. And the story goes places. It's nice and charming, and because it's got that same look and feel as Link's Awakening, it's a very nice. It's a very nice place to be. So everything is very cutesy, and like the animations are really good. And what I will say from a world design point is really translated well and elevated from what Link's Awakening brought to the table. So there's a little more elements of design to the enemies and the environments, and while many of the creatures that were in Link's Awakening reappear here, there's more, and they're more evolved, and there's different variations of those. So that is really good to know. And the story, the story is a little bit cookie cutter, but it's still enjoyable to go along, and there's a little bit of mystery involved in what's going to happen next kind of thing. And yeah, it's a good time all round, I will say.
Zelda game with a cookie cutter story. Never had before in my life.
It ain't so.
I will say though, the Switch is trying its best. The Switch is trying its best, and sorry, carry on.
I was gonna say, like, the Switch is trying its best, but I'm assuming you were saying struggles. Chugs. But like, so, how many objects do you have in the world at any one time? Like, how many extra summonable objects can you have?
Even when you don't have summonable objects on screen, if you have so you get a horse in this game, and it's the most adorable looking horse you've ever seen in a video game. But whenever you ride the horse, the frame rate chugs, and we're getting into like tens frames a second.
Hey, it's like Pokemon.
It is like Pokemon. Thankfully, the map isn't that large, so just going by foot. And there is a fast travel system, and it works pretty well, kind of things. You can just zip zaps over the map rather than relying on the adorable horse. There is horse racing in the game, and your boy had to do it, of course. So there was a lot of that.
Does the horse racing also?
It has to be done.
Is the horse racing also 10 frames a second?
In parts, yes, but they have you chasing flag rather than racing other horses, kind of thing.
Oh, okay, so it's like time trial stuff. All right, cool.
Yeah. Cool. We had to do those, but I had a great time, and the combat encounters work more like puzzles, in the way that you have to really think about what you're trying to summon, and you have a limited number of, I would equate them to spell slots. And certain creatures you summon will take up a certain number of spell slots, kind of thing. So big knight-looking enemy, or a big knight-looking creature will take 4 spell slots, and a Zol that's on fire will take 1 spell slot.
So
you
can summon 4 of those, or 1 big knight boy.
Mm-hmm. Or you can summon at one point. I had 7 spell slots by the end of the game, and I summon 7 moblins with boomerang, and I dub them as boomerang boys. Whenever I get into a sticky situation, it's boomerang boys, and like just 7 and then just fucked everything up.
Boomerang boy time.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then for the environmental puzzles, there's more that there is a way to solve. Well, there's an intended way for you to solve the puzzle, but I think a lot of the genius that Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild came into, it's okay. I mean, I see what you want me to do, but what if I tried this?
In a game where you can like summon whatever objects you want, I imagine there's a lot of ways you can actually solve anything.
Yes, absolutely. You can brute force your way through many a puzzle, and indeed many a boss fight as well. So one of the things you can summon is a bed. Now this can be used as a traversal tool to build a bridge across different places, or Zelda can take a nap anytime she wants, even during a boss fight. So if you're in a boss fight and you're low health and you summon enough creatures that will draw aggro, you can just take a nap and recover some hearts and then jump back into the fray and summon some more creatures kind of thing. Yeah. And you find different beds throughout the game, and there are various different qualities of plushness and whatnot. And at one point you can essentially duplicate her very own bed, which is the bed which will heal you the most kind of thing, because it's the one she's most comfortable with and what have you. So, yeah, it is really, really good.
Now we're talking about an Amy-ass Amy game.
Yes.
You can take naps.
Exactly. Imagine a world where you can bring your own bed anywhere.
I want to live in this world.
Exactly. Yeah, so there's still no quote-unquote voice acting in this, and from the reveal trailers, you'll see that Link is essentially missing for most of this game. And then rather than the kind of you're the damsel in distress as Zelda, this time you've got to go out and save Link the hero, as it were. So yes, that was a fun old time, and you go around Hyrule and you see many of the same creatures that you did in like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, that kind of thing, and you see how they are all doing, and it's very much it felt very much an extension of that story. So it's not a one-to-one sequel to those stories. I think, Breath and Tears are their own encapsulation, but just seeing those people again was like, oh yeah, I remember the fun times we had out in the other Hyrule. But yeah.
I remember building a rocket ship.
Yes. The Blitzkrieg that just take care of everything.
Do you remember that one airship that was just bombing? Yeah. Twitter was a great place to be back then.
It was. You put the 2 fans together on a little plank with the steering mechanism, and then that was it. That was your hoverboard that you went everywhere. But sorry. Yeah, I would highly recommend this game. As I say, it doesn't outstay its welcome, and it is fun to come across an environment and think, okay, not only do I have to get across the room or the map or whatever it is, but I also want to take out every enemy so then I can learn that enemy type, so then I can summon it later on, kind of thing. And then they're side quests in this game, and they work in a similar side quest structure to how they did in Breath and Tears, in terms of they will appear as blue dots on your minimap and stuff like that. And then most of them do divulge into either fetch quests, or they will say, I've heard tale of an enemy that can make it rain on command, and then what you'll have to do is go into the environment, beat that creature that makes it rain, and then bring it back and show it to them, that kind of thing. So it does mix it up a little bit, but yeah, the side quests aren't what you're there for, kind of thing. It's more the main quests as well. And that was something that kept me going and had that little intrigue of, what's going to happen next, kind of thing. And yeah, it was good fun. Nice.
So do you play Zelda 100% of the time?
You do.
Cool. So now my actual question. This is my I'm going to sound smart question before I go back to asking dumb questions. So structurally, from Echoes of Wisdom, is it more like a Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild situation where it's like open world and there's like mini shrines or something, or is it more like a classic Zelda experience with like you're exploring the open world to get into a dungeon to do the dungeon to come back out to get more powers to get into the next dungeon, kind of thing?
It's very much the latter more than the former, and rather than you getting a new item per dungeon, it's getting new enemy types.
Yeah.
So then you can go out and then use that utility to get to various different places. So whether it's a floating platform, which is kind of a 2x2 platform that will allow you to get to a height that you've never been able to reach before, and then that will be the structure going forwards. I will say, in terms of not being able to fight directly as Zelda, she does have a sword fighter form where essentially you take on the abilities of Link for a limited time. So you have like an energy bar, and that depletes as you go into sword fighter form. But you have essentially not the master sword, but you have a sword of might in this game, and it does similar things. So when you have full hearts, it still shoots. Yeah, exactly. So it's when you have a full set of heart containers, then it still shoots like a laser out the front of it and stuff like that. So yeah,
love a good laser. No, that's cool. Yeah. I was wondering if it had like if it was the dungeon experience, and it would be weird if it was still based around like you found the boomerang.
Yeah,
like goddamn, change it up, man. But no, that's cool. That was my
this time you find the boomerang boys.
Yeah, this time you have the boomerang boys. Exactly. the iron boot lads. But no, that's cool. That was my one major question about it.
And then after trading this game cost me a net £14, which I don't think was bad at all.
Man, trading again, that just blows my mind. I got my collection. I would never trade any of these things in. They're all too precious to me. Even the Kinect ones. Especially the Kinect ones.
We traipsed up and down London.
Well, we traced up and down London for all sorts, but Kinect games were high on the list.
But I as I put on Bluesky kind of thing, congrats to the cast and crew over at Grezzo, and after Link's Awakening and this, I'm really looking forward to what they have next, and whether it will be a remake of Oracle of Ages and Seasons, or whether they'll do another original title in the Legend of Zelda.
They should give Zelda a gun in the next one, I think.
Yeah.
That solves everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she's earned the right.
Yeah.
And just fucking mow Ganondorf down. Ganondorf's coming for her, oh, not this time, motherfucker. Just pulls out a fucking shotgun.
Exactly.
And then the game can be about getting the gun off of Zelda.
You're saying to Link, we have to stop her.
We have to stop her. She keeps shooting everybody.
But yeah, as I say, I highly recommend this game. When I picked it up, it was £40 or $40, where you are part of the world kind of thing. But actually, it's not a game, so it probably won't come down in price. But it is still worth the buy.
And 10 years from now, when you click on this video, it will probably still be £40.
There you go, evergreen content.
Yeah.
And I think it's the title that we've all had, and maybe not all started. Is that right?
I've had and I've played a little bit of it. I played about 2-3 hours of it. I enjoyed what I played and everything like that, but it was just by the end of it, by the time I finished, when I just said, time to go, I was just like, it wasn't really anything that just really grabbed me, that made me go, I need to keep playing this and anything like that. And I think it's just a part of just when I played Link's Awakening last time, I think it's because that was basically my really true first Zelda that I really played for a long, long time. I remember playing some of the old ones in the 90s, early 2000s, but my memory of them is really so sparse to it. It's basically Link's Awakening is basically my first full completed Zelda game I can say that I completed and whatnot. So when it came to this one, I was just like, I kind of knew. I was saying to myself, even though they threw in the mechanic of creating stuff to get around certain obstacles and getting the enemies and making them become your slaves, basically. It's basically enslaving the entire city, the entire country.
I was saying to my partner, this is Pokemon. Yeah, you want to slave in these creatures.
Basically,
yeah. Look, I choose you.
But at the same time, it's just I thought it was lazy with the sword part. I was just like, I get it that's in there and you already have the mechanic. They would have already had to create the mechanic and everything like that from just Link's Awakening, because it is just basically, it plays very much like Link's Awakening. So yeah, for me, it was just I had other things coming up, so there was always that time crunch. So I was always going to eventually return it sooner or later. But yeah, by the time I was just like, yeah, just gonna go back now.
Yeah, it's like my that is one of my thoughts of like, as someone who hasn't played it, I haven't played it. Just like knowing what you've played and what you've said and what I've seen is like, I wish they didn't have the sword mechanic in it. Like, I wish they'd committed to just like not having the Link gameplay mechanic in it. Like, I don't have any ill will against the game. That's not why I haven't played it. I think part of my problem was when it came out was when I came to visit you, Vitz. And I took my 3DS and I played Link to the Past? Link Between Worlds. I played Link Between Worlds. And, like, by the time I'd finished that game, I was like, well...
Scratch that Zelda itch.
I've scratched my Zelda itch. Good job. There's no new Zelda games coming out.
I need to care about whatsoever,
And then I got home and I was like, it's there waiting for me. And I was like, oh... Oops.
I will say the Sword Fighter mechanics are these Link kind of gameplay mechanics. They do have a slightly different utility in this, in terms of the Sword Fighter stance is more effective against some enemies than others. Not to say you can't just use it and beat up anybody kind of thing, but it does have greater utility as you go deeper into the game and you get new mechanics which are specific to that Sword Fighter stance. So yeah, I will say it does have some utility, but I agree with you in terms of it would have been a stronger design choice not to have those in.
But I get why they've done it. It speeds up creating the game and everything like that. So I do understand that.
Yeah.
It also kind of hooks in the gamers who may not have wanted to play this game because they want to slice and dice and all like that. So it gives them like that as well. So it's like it's giving players lots of choices. So I'm always going to be pro that and everything like that. So
just imagine this,
and it doesn't force you to play it. Like you cannot not use this if you don't want to, which I think is a testament that I think it's fair to say that I think we should shout out that they don't tell you should play this. I think you have to use it to do certain things, but not to beat enemies and everything. It's entirely up to you. It's a mechanic that's there that doesn't need to be used if you don't want to. So
I'm imagining the gamer who was out there going, a new Zelda game, great, and then like being like, what do you mean I can't murder my way through Hyrule or wherever the fuck we are? Instant, I'm saying that's an instant refund for me. I can't slice and dice everything I come across. My bloodlust cannot be sated.
I like the idea of them taking it back to wherever they got it from and says, this Legend of Zelda game doesn't even have Zelda in it. He was frozen for half of the game.
Yeah, you don't even play Zelda. What the fuck's the point?
Exactly.
The old joke. I
thought I was going to play the title character. You know, some
can't believe
idiot would have gone out there.
Can't believe they made Zelda a woman.
Exactly.
DEI.
This fucking woke game, man. Jesus.
Fucking bullshit.
They freaking wokeified Zelda. What the hell, man? You know that's what they'll say if they ever give Zelda a voice. You know that? Not Zelda, I mean Link a voice. You know that, right?
Just wait for the movie. He'll be yapping in that movie. Don't
he's
you
got to talk in the movie.
I don't think he will. I think he's gonna be silent as hell.
You know, what's Chris Pratt going to do in that movie?
Yeah, exactly. Chris Pratt's going to cast as Link, obviously. And then he's going to be like, and then he's going to come out in a press release and he's going to be like, oh, I think my voice in the movie sounds like Link from the video games because, you know, clearly he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
And he won't have touched Legend of Zelda title before, you know, started filming that role.
And then he'll just sound like Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Exactly.
We have fun here.
We do.
We try to. Even when we're tired. Well, I'm tired. We try to.
I'm always tired.
That's true. Yeah.
That's a secret cap.
That's my secret cap.
That's my secret. I'm always tired.
Yeah, I know Marvel things.
You know what, this charity stream is going to go well after coming off of watching the Las Vegas Grand Prix at 6 in the morning and then doing a multi-hour marathon.
I'm not even fucking touching that.
That's your choice.
Yeah, that's your. I
understand.
You're choosing that life.
Yeah. I didn't get it for the last one, even though apparently it was a banger. I was like,
it was.
Yeah, but the title was already over, so I don't really give a fuck. Title was all over it halfway through the season, so I was like, I'm done already.
Speaking of cars that go fast, Vitz, just get it out of the way. Just do your thing.
Oh, yeah. Gran Turismo 7. So I go and I fumbled. I stole the car, as it were. Yeah, Gran Turismo 7, they had their latest update, and this was delayed. It was supposed to come out on the launch at the same time as the PlayStation 5 Pro. It weighed in at 32 gigs, which is a way larger file size than any previous updates. It featured 5 cars and no new tracks. And okay, so you've got 5 cars. How many new races do you reckon they added in this update?
Hang on, 5?
A half a race.
32. What are these cars? Like, if they're like a 32 gigabyte update?
I imagine, like, I wouldn't say they'd be full of like ultra high res textures for the PS5 Pro, but
Is each pixel also a car?
yes, that's how they cracked it.
A lot of triangles.
It's a lot of triangles.
Yeah, so for the 5 new cars, they added to the game. They added three races, and for one car in the game, they added the Mercedes-Benz from 1955. They're essentially one of the most prominent Formula One cars, which Womack Fangio and Sterling Moss were bragging around Goodwood and the likes. Cost 20 million credits, which is the most expensive car in the game. Has 0 utility in the game whatsoever. They couldn't even be asked to add a race that included that car or like cars and that car's ilk kind of thing. And it's kind of, it took me less than 20 minutes to do the content in this monthly update. And
it's not even a minute per gigabyte.
Really, it really isn't. Yeah. And I know people were thinking that, oh, this is a PS5 Pro update, so it's going to include like a track and possibly new championships and a decent career mode and things like that. No, none of that. So yeah, Gran Turismo continues to break my heart at every point, and somehow I still let it break it. And that's on me, and I need to grow as a person. But yeah, if you gave me a decent racing game that doesn't do that, I'd be playing that instead.
I think on Sunday. Right, Moody. I think on Sunday we need to have a Gran Turismo intervention.
Do we have to?
I mean, I think we need to at this point. Like,
I think he just likes the punishment.
Maybe, I don't know, but I feel like this isn't healthy.
You remember the opening of this podcast when you were saying we have to be hopeful, you have to be an optimist. I'm trying to be an optimist.
Yeah. I'm not gonna dismiss his kink. If that's his kink, let him go for it.
Don't make me argue against myself.
Don't use my argument against me, Vitz.
Don't throw my own words back in my face.
I don't need your logic or your facts.
I don't need any of this shit. Oh, man. It's a shame you played it already. You could have played it on Sunday. It would have been a nice little filler between things if it only took 20 minutes. How long did it take to download?
To be fair, this was the very first patch that they let you preload. So I was able to download it, earlier on in the week. And then it was queued to install at 6 o'clock this morning. And then the servers were due to go live at 8, but then they delayed the servers going live because I think they were dealing with some issues on the back end.
Server issues,
then, yeah, and then everybody was reading the patch notes and it was like, is that it? Like, I know the reveal trailer doesn't give away much, but really this is it.
Or did the reveal trailer give away everything and it's just that there wasn't that much in it?
Yeah, that was it. So, usually there's more, but yeah, it's another clear indication that Polyphony Digital doesn't understand what makes Gran Turismo a great racing game, which is why, and I was saying this on Bluesky to our good friend Chaz kind of thing, that Gran Turismo 4 Spec 2, that mod that came out was that's why that was a racing game of the summer kind of thing, because that was potentially the last title that really got the concept of what made a Gran Turismo the best racing game, and coincidentally that was the last title that didn't have the option to be a live service and have additional content be thrown after it kind of thing. So you did have to think about the career progression and how to add events which utilized all of the cars in the game and make sure that each track had a certain number of races to really get used out all the effort and all the resources that you put into making it. So yeah, it just speaks volumes. It's a larger topic in terms of you know, how games as a service has ruined certain. Well, it's definitely ruined racing games as a genre.
I mean, I don't know. I think Forza's pretty good still. Horizon. I keep forgetting there's two different types of Forza games. Yeah, like DLC is such a double-edged sword in it. Like, especially now, you get like stories like that with Gran Turismo and stuff, and it's like I'm playing Fallout New Vegas, and it's got like 4 pretty chunky like DLC expansions that are like additive. Like it feels like it actually adds stuff to the game. And then I'm listening to you talk about 20 minutes here and 20 minutes there, and every month it's disappointment. It's just like, yeah, it's like that's the two sides of the coin, right? It's like,
yeah, but even the base game is so reductive in what it offers as a career mode. That was probably the canary in the coal mine that should have warned everybody.
Okay.
They're saying that chat.
I guess I've never heard you talk about the base game before. Like you kind of just jumped in and it was like Gran Turismo update.
It was Rant City, yeah. Maybe next week we'll do a retrospective of Gran Turismo's base content.
Great, I look forward. Can't wait.
There you go. Coincidentally, I need that week off.
No, it's fine. I'll keep going through this week. Cool. So, while we're on the subject of games, should we talk more about some more? Should we have some more words about games?
Yes.
Let's try that again. Hey, Moody.
Hey, Amy.
That was your cue. You're next.
I'm next?
Yeah.
I thought you were next.
No, you're next. See? Right there. After Legend of Zelda. I even gave you a little thing, a snappy title. Little 5 games to chill to.
Oh, I thought you were next. Sorry. Yeah, hello. This is my topic is just because I really didn't want to talk about the fucking Game Awards this year at all.
Me too. Can I just take a moment to appreciate both yourself, Moody, and yourself, Vitz, for dropping 0 things about the Game Awards into Discord and really reading the room. Because I was terrified when I saw the nominations drop that one of you was going to want to talk about it this week, and I don't want to do that. And you didn't.
I can't be bothered with it. Yeah.
I love you both for that.
Yeah. No, I just could not be bothered.
I did the Metaphor F1 meme a couple of weeks ago, and I reposted that saying I can't believe that Metaphor was included in best sports racing category. But then that was my Discord.
That was your good part of the Discord. Sorry, Mooney. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, just don't want to talk about that whatsoever. That shit fest, that whole thing. It's pathetic. I'm sick of it. We whine about that guy so much. It's just like, how about we just not? So yeah, my topic is just play games that just that you just use to switch off and just want to chill back and chill with and everything like that. I've been kind of doing that the last couple of days with the games I've been playing and everything. Literally just been like switching off and just like, wow, 5 hours have gone by. Well, I haven't done much, and I don't feel knackered or anything. It's just like really kind of like that. And so like the two I've been playing is like they're so simple and easy for me, and I've played them like my entire life basically. And one of them is I've been playing a lot of Football Manager again. It's a simple game just to sit back, chill, and just go. And the other one is I've been playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel again. I always come in and out. I always swing in and out of that game all the time. And I'm back in it right now with the new packs that they've been putting out and whatnot. So, I haven't spent any money. I've been just doing the grind on it and just getting the points, all the credits.
And you've been enjoying the game instead of paying to enjoy less of the game? Wow, what a concept.
It's an ingenious concept, but yeah, and yeah. But there's other games like I've been like thinking about as well, like right now. Also, even though I haven't really touched it that much this week, I played the 3rd episode of it, but like Life is Strange True Colors, obviously I'm replaying that. Just finished the 3rd episode, and when I replayed that, I was thinking, this is like peak. This episode was like peak for me in this game and everything, because it's a game where that made me go, I might like to do a D&D thing or something like that, and which was just like obviously happened this year and everything again. Thank you, Vitz, for that again. And fuck you, Fair World. I'll never sell that. Amy was there as well. Amy, thank you, Amy. But no, yeah, it's just like sometimes I'd sit back and chill. I play a Pokemon game, or sometimes if I'm wanting something kind of quote unquote meaty, but I know for me, because I've played it so many times, I can just sit back and chill and do it. Sometimes that's the Mass Effect trilogy for me. I can just go boom, there we go, boom, shoot you, save you, bada bing, bang you. That's all good.
That's when you know you need. That's when you know you need chill. Like you've got chill games where it's like I can just dip in, dip out. It's great, and then it's but it's when it's like, okay, I need to be in the chill zone. It's like 100 hours of chill.
Yeah, basically, it's just like going back and being with characters that you love and just and everything. And it's just that's basically how it is with me right now in general. I'm just like going through after the massive disappointment that was Double Explosion, going back to True Colors was just like a breath of fresh air for myself. And even though I'm not playing the Mass Effect trilogy right now and everything like that, just sometimes I've gone back just for the characters. Even though those games can get
warm,
bashed.
fuzzy feeling watching Astro die.
Yeah, it really, really is. It's just washing that down and everything. And even though these aren't the games, apart from True Colors, which I put up as one of my favorite games of all time, I don't go back. Sometimes even though I haven't completed it, I was slowly playing through Final Fantasy 9 again this year, even though I haven't finished it and everything like that. The only game I don't think I could go back and play to say chill. That's The Last of Us Part 2, and I think obviously everyone knows it's one of my favorite games of all time. But that ain't a chill game. That's not a chill game at all. To sit back and just go, this is such a chill game. Oh my god, what the hell am I there?
What a comfortable time I'm having.
Now you're with the ranking.
What's she gonna do with that golf club? No. But either way, yeah.
Part 4 this course, I think.
But no, yeah, it's just just playing some chill games right now. I'm just curious, have you guys got any chill games that you just to go back and sit back and just go and just wallow away time and just have a good time?
If you say Gran Turismo 7, I'm going to come to your house and throttle you.
I won't lie, I'll meet you halfway and take it the rest of the way because I'll need to help to find you, but I think I'll come with her.
So a lot of that is to me about playing games, which I played, I don't want to say a million, but several times before kind of thing. I think a lot of that, speaking of Gran Turismo, is where
Here we go.
Where my love for Gran Turismo 4 Spec 2 came in. And obviously we covered that on the podcast. Amy, I think you were off that week, but yeah,
I listened to it. Yeah. That's
where a lot of the comfort was in terms of I know Gran Turismo 4 inside and out, and it's one of these where it's nice to. There's a lot of nostalgia in going back to that. So, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening is another one for me. Portal and Portal 2 especially is, and then one that I wish I could go back to because I had the means is going back to play Eco. Shadow of the Colossus is available in most places, especially with the 2016 Blue Point remake. That would be another game, but to have the option to go back and just experience Eco again would be another one for me. So it's one of these where you are comfortable and familiar with all of the ins and outs. So it's one of these where it's not that you play on autopilot, but it's one that you can, because you're familiar with all the ongoings, you can appreciate the other aspects of the game because your muscle memory is taking care of all the rest of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
I don't know if muscle memory. I don't know if muscle memory is a required thing for a comfort game. I don't think my answer is a Dark Souls game is my number one comfort game, which, if you say that in front of the good tryhards, they get very annoyed at you for playing the game wrong. But no, I find those games really comfortable and comforting, kind of cozy, to be honest.
Is that because you have I don't want to say you have a mastery over your surroundings, as it were?
Oh God, no! You've ever seen me play these games? I don't know, mastery over a goddamn
I've
thing.
watched her play them a few times. She hasn't got mastery.
I don't have a mastery over these things at all. No, I don't know. It's a combination of the mechanics, the exploration, like especially Elden Ring, obviously with its big giant open world. Like it's nice to just explore around it, and it's familiar enough to me that I kind of know. And obviously I've played them all, so it's like I know what to expect going around every corner. And maybe it's like finding things that I didn't find before, but like the part of it is just when I feel the need to play something like comfy or cozy, like it's probably because I need something comforting. It's like something's going on. Life's hard right now, right?
Yes.
And it's like I need something
right now.
I need something comforting to play. So like pick up Elden Ring, pick up Bloodborne, and it's like the thing about Elden Ring. I'm just gonna say Elden Ring, but I mean all of them. The thing about Elden Ring's like difficulty is like, you know, I've seen people argue that like, oh, Elden Ring's hard, like life is hard. Like, no, because in life when something's hard, you can't always beat it. In Elden Ring, if something's hard, I can beat the shit out of it with a big sword. So like, it gives me the sense, like, not only is it a comfy experience to just like be in that vibe of those games, but also just like, hey, this is a hard thing that I can beat. Maybe I can beat the thing that's hard in my life right now. You know, that kind of comfort and coziness. That was my main one anyway.
I think that's I think everything that we were saying is valid. And it's going to be different strokes for different folks in terms of where they find comfort in different experiences, and in the same way that people listen to different music and it be different genres that appeal to different people. It's the same way with games, kind of thing. There's not everybody doesn't go back to Super Mario Brothers in order to get the same experience. It's different.
Yeah, there's people even play those games in different ways, right? Like it's been this weird sort of thing of like the rise of the cozy game, right? Where it's like there's like you have entire like dedicated showcases to cozy games, and it's like and that's cool, and they look really like chill and stuff, but it's like I do like some of those games and play those types of games and find comfort in them, but it's like if I'm thinking of like, oh, I need a comfort game, it's like I'm not going to a game like that. So I always find that label a bit funny or strange to me.
Yeah, and they tend to have a similar aesthetic, and the aesthetic of can only take you so far, and it is that it's typically it's a mechanic that you're looking for, which you find comfort in, rather than just being.
I guess it is, like or like a set of mechanics, or just a vibe, world. Right?
Yeah,
Another game that I find like I play for like comfort and coziness every now and again is Everybody's Golf, which is a completely different thing. That is probably closer to that autopilot kind of like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm just like, like pushing the buttons almost automatically, and like getting that little dopamine hit, when you get a birdie or an eagle or something.
And that ting,
that little ping when he hits the thing. That's my Diablo. That's my like, oh my god, I just got an amazing drop in Diablo. Like for me, it's getting like a hole in one in Everybody's Golf. Like I don't like Diablo, but I do like Everybody's Golf. And sometimes just like Forza Horizon.
Yeah.
Just blasting around, doing some races and checking out whatever place, America, Europe, the UK, all the other ones, Australia and Mexico, was it? That was the 5 of them. Yeah, I don't want to say my only comfort. My only chill games are extreme violence games. It's like I'll add some on that aren't about extreme violence.
Amy plays Forza Horizon and tries to run over all the pedestrians.
The tutorial for Dark Souls is step 1, here's how you move. Step 2, kill God.
Exactly.
And I find comfort in that.
They give you a broken sword to start with, but then all of a sudden you can go and jump in from the top rope with your sword.
Yeah, I'm coming in from the top rope.
Exactly. My God.
I think it just depends as well, because like when I was like messing around before I started playing Fallout New Vegas, which I would also say specifically New Vegas is probably a comfort game for me. Like I played a bunch of stuff to try and like figure out what the hell I was wanting like out of video games, and I did try Dark Souls, and I was like, this ain't it, Chief. Like, not right now, you know. Tried a few games actually. Tried Shadow of the Colossus, and I was like, ooh, not right now. I need something a bit less esoteric.
Yeah, and a bit less. I know the controls are choose to mimic the frustration of trying to climb a colossal beast, but yeah, this ain't it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, those are probably my answers. Like, there's probably tons. Like, if I really thought about it, you know.
And like people like just driving GTA Vice City, just chilling to the radio, and it's one of these where they are just looking for a vibe more than anything. But
yeah. I'm in a really like chill mode right now when it comes to video games. So it's just like I haven't touched Dragon Age right now. Like I played like the first 2 hours, and I'm just not feeling it, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
really weird. Like I sent you the message saying it's here, time to go, it's installed, time to play. Like sending you my character I created, and I was just like, well, I'm gonna go play something else.
Master Duel.
I don't know why.
No, it's funny that because obviously, like when I got it, I talked about it on this podcast, right? It's like when I got it, I was like, I'm just not feeling a Dragon Age right now. And I thought it was because I'm not feeling an RPG, like a long-ass RPG. But then it turns out I'm playing New Vegas, which is a long-ass RPG. And I thought, oh, it's fine, because Moody's going to get it. And then he's gonna play it, and he's gonna be like, yeah, Dragon Age. And then it's going to make me go, yeah, Dragon Age.
Yeah,
and then you did the exact... You're in the same place I am. Where it's just like, it's just not for me right now. And I don't get it.
I have been like thinking about it, saying, I've got it. Like, it's right next to me, right here. I've got it right here.
Yeah, mine's just
Life is Strange.
Mine's just over there as well. Like, yeah, sure. 100%.
Yeah, and it's just like the worst thing is about it because I think that I've been thinking to myself, thinking, is it because of like the whole freaking discourse that was going around it and everything? And it's just made me go, I can't be bothered. And I don't know. Like, I don't know at all right now. Like, there's no doubt. Like, I think parts of it are just like I'm just not feeling a game like that large right now. But at the same time, I'm just like, the discourse of it just made me go, I don't want to talk. I don't want, I'm just not interested right now.
I mean, that did happen earlier this year. Sorry to cut you off earlier. It's like, because I remember Stellar Blade, and I was just like, man, I kind of wanted to play that game, and then like events transpired, and I was just like, I'm going to skip this for now, because I don't
need the jiggle that bad.
I don't need this in my life right now. Sometimes I do think like being as like aware of conversations around video games as the three of us are, like, you know, can have a detrimental effect on wanting to play games.
It's a double-edged sword to be chronically aware as we are, kind of thing. And obviously, a lot of that speaks to just how passionate we are about video games. Is because, and I think I was speaking about this the other day. It's the point of, I say the point, the aspect of being a nerd, quote unquote, is needing and wanting to know everything about whatever it is you're passionate about. So whether it's motor racing, whether it's video games, whether it's art, books, movies, whatever, it's wanting to know all that. And when you lift rocks of the video game industry, you find some unsightly things underneath those rocks.
Yeah.
And it's, there's trolls under here.
Ah!
And I fully accept that it can take the shine off for you. And obviously I hope that in time you can come back to a place where you can kind of disassociate the Discord from the experience, and then you can come back to it. And
I mean, I don't even know if that's what it is. It's just a case of Dragon Age was here when I got back from Moody's. And I was looking at the disc, and then I was like, I'll finish Silent Hill
Maybe that's
first.
the thing, games. Maybe you don't order games when you're leaving for places. So then when you come back,
it's not.
That's happened twice now.
It's not that I'm ordering the games like specifically. It's not like I'm purposefully. It's that they're coming out. Like they came out when I was visiting, and there's nothing much I could do about it. But yeah, I don't know. Like I finished Silent Hill 2, and then I was like, well, time to play Dragon Age, and then I was just like, I put the disc in and I installed it, and it's on my PS5. But I was just like, what else have I got?
I'm looking at Cyberpunk 2077 at the moment. So
me too. That's so weird. Are you really? Because I was literally thinking about
Ultimate
buying
Edition,
it this morning. The Ultimate Edition.
The Ultimate Edition is like £28 or 20 something pounds on Amazon in their Black Friday deal. And I was like, you know what? That is a banging price for that game.
It went on the Ultimate Edition went on sale on the Epic Game Store, and I was like, That's so random that we both thought that at the same time.
Yeah, I'll bring it up of how much.
Random or just right?
Team Sam Brain, right?
Yeah, exactly. £28 on that's the Ultimate Edition.
It's a game PS5. I would only play on PC. Like I want to play like mouse, keyboard, first person thing. In my head, I'm just like, I need to upgrade my processor first before I touch a game as strenuous as like Baldur's Gate 3 was a challenge for my processor.
Yeah.
So maybe I should skip Cyberpunk for a little while.
I mean, it's still going to be there, isn't it?
Exactly.
I think
it's still going to be there.
For me, because of how intensive I understand Cyberpunk to be on my PC, and like obviously I think I can play it and whatnot, but to have some of the bells and whistles that my PC won't be able to do at a decent frame rate to hit 60 or whatever it is, I think I'm going to get it on PS5, which is still obviously going to look beautiful and whatnot. It might not have all of the ray tracing bells and whistles and whatnot, but we get to hang out with Alana Pierce and Keanu and Idris at some point. So yeah,
wake the fuck up, samurai.
Exactly.
No, I mean my whole thing about it is just like I prefer playing first person games with a mouse and keyboard, like I always have.
I get it.
I don't know what the hell it is in my brain that's like feels a bit awkward when I'm playing a first person game with a controller.
Yeah, and I get that. It can feel that you're more dexterous when you're on mouse and keys. I know Moody is kind of the opposite. When he started to play Halo and he was stuck to mouse and keys for a while.
Let's not talk about
Halo I had to test when I had a job interview a couple of weeks ago, and I had to test the game on mouse and keyboard. I was like, well, I'm fucked. That's what I was like saying to myself. I was like, well, I'm fucked.
Oh, damn.
Thankfully, I found bugs, but I'm just like, oh no. This is only mouse and keyboard. They're not doing controller. Why won't you to support controller, you bastards?
Everybody has a controller. Yeah.
That's at the top of your feedback form that you fill in that little square.
Controller support. Just for me, fuck the rest. Just for me.
Yeah, that was an interesting little discussion.
It was.
I love when we come up with these discussions that we know are only going to take like 5 minutes, and then we find the tangents within and connect them to all of these other stray thoughts that we have.
And we all buy Cyberpunk.
And then we all buy Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, except Moody. Moody doesn't like long games.
I don't.
Maybe that's why you don't want to play Dragon Age. Maybe you've just completely checked out of long games.
I don't know. Like, it's... I'm trying to remember when was the last really, really long game. I guess
Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. I would have thought that would be it.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the year.
85 plus hours, right?
And even that, I was like, for fuck, like I said last week, it's like, God's sakes, this was like part. I was like, come on now, let's get to the end type of thing. I think after that would have been Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man 2.
You played Spider-Man 2 before Like a Dragon, surely. Because Spider-Man 2 was...
Yeah, Rebirth. Yeah. I failed on Rebirth.
And you failed on
Rebirth.
Yeah. I mean, even the two people who finished it were like, they'd stretched this out way too far.
Yeah. But then to that point kind of thing, I don't think you said when you played Remake, you struggled to bond with the characters, and that was a similar thing here for Rebirth. So I think there was other factors. But yeah, the length of the game didn't play to your favor.
Well, the length of metaphor didn't exactly play to mine, because I had that same thing. You summarized it really well last week. In that I like this game, but I don't know if I like 80 hours of this game.
Yeah. That soundtrack, though.
I'd listen to the soundtrack for 80 hours. I'd listen to the battle theme for 80 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I think I am like getting to a point where it's just like, you over 30 hours? No, I'm good.
It's so strange because I think I'm going in the opposite direction. Like
I think you are.
I'm like, I see a game that's short, and I'm just like, Like, can I finish it in a week? I don't know. Like, I think I want something a bit meatier to sink my teeth into.
I'm like, if I can finish it in 2 days, I'm like pretty good. But this is weird. Like, I'll always go if I want to play it, but I think it's obviously the games I've played. These games I've played before, so it's like I could go back and do the trilogy of Mass Effect quite easily. I could go back and just crack straight into Dragon Age Inquisition quite easily and just be like just it's. I think it's because it's home. It's comfort food to me, and I'm just like. And these ones are just like, because everything I think also is feeling so very samey when it comes to these open worlds. I think it's just very tiresome.
Oh, I 100% get that. Like, I get that open world fatigue.
Yeah. And because I've had these games that are doing it, basically these games are just the games that are coming out now, basically just taking off the games that we've played years and years and years ago, like and whatnot. And it's just like, we're kind of getting bored of this now. Point, yeah, we're kind of getting bored of it. And it's just like, I don't know.
I mean,
my aim is to give Veilguard a go, but it might be my Christmas game.
It took, it did take Tears of the Kingdom and Elden Ring to like shake me out of like my open world fatigue, and even then, it didn't suddenly make me go, I will play all of these other open world games. It made me go, I need to be careful which open world games I actually play.
I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the vibes are all off. That's why I didn't play Spider-Man 2, because I was just like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to react positively to that kind of open world experience at this point in my life.
That's fair.
And I think I wonder if
every game has to be for everybody.
I think Veilguard might be the same thing. It's like, I don't think I'm going to react positively to this style of RPG right now. Like, if it had, and this isn't me saying it should be more like I want it, but I think if it was more like a classic RPG, if it was more like the classic Dragon Ages, I think I would have been more willing to meet up, like to give it a shot. But I think I look at the action gameplay and I look at the dialogue wheel, and I'm just like, not for me at the minute. Like that vibe, that type of experience, and I think there's a value in there's a value in recognizing that. Like, it's not necessarily like when I played Tunic for the first time. And I was just like, nah, like this game obviously isn't for me. And then like something possessed me to try it again, like 9 months later, and I was like, holy shit, this is one of the best games I've played in.
I did book you about it a few times.
2020, whatever it is, like 2, I think. And I was like, this is one of the best fucking games I've played this year. It's like, I think there's value, and I think we don't recognize enough when a game isn't bad for us, it's just bad timing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think that is no doubt a thing.
Right place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. This also, again, comes to the thing of like what I think I said last week is like, there's too many games. Yeah. There are just too many. There really is, and it's just kind of, you're just hitting a wall where you're just like, I can't be bothered.
How do I even choose between like these 20 games? Like,
yeah. It's really insane.
Because when I sampled a bunch of different games to figure out which one I wanted to play, the key point there is I owned all of the games that I sampled already. Like if we're talking new games, it's like to sample each one,
investment.
I'm going to have to buy them.
Yeah.
Unless like Metaphor has a demo, but like Silent Hill didn't have a demo, like there's tons of games that where it's like it's difficult to find that, and then once you put that money down, it's like, well, I've put the money down now. I have to invest something into this game, otherwise I'm not getting my money's worth out.
And you feel obligated rather than you want to be.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I didn't put money down. I got it through CEX trading score.
I remember you said you were going to do that.
So I didn't spend anything on it, which is a good thing. But at the same time, I'm just like, I feel like I've wasted time on it. I'm just like, even though I've only played 2-3 hours of it, I'm just like, I don't know.
Because what's probably going to happen is you're probably going to restart it when you go to play it again.
Yes, that's guaranteed. Guaranteed. That's a guarantee straight away. And I don't know.
I think something that I've struggled with, I don't know what the hell this topic is about now, but like something that I've struggled with playing games is that feeling of wasting time, where it's like, oh, like I've wasted my time playing this game because I only played it for 5 hours, or I didn't enjoy it very much. And it's just like, I think it's important to recognize that like you can't waste time. Like all video games are inherently a waste of time.
TV shows, film, all entertainment is a waste of time.
It's like, by definition, like, you are wasting time. Like, but that's the point. So, yeah, sure, if you play a game and you don't vibe with it, it's not a waste of time. Because sometimes I can look at something and go, ooh, that's a big time investment, and just skip it because I'm like, I don't want to waste my time with that. And it's like, no, get back over here. That's the dumbest thing you said all day.
That's why I think, like right now, quote unquote, like, technically, like, Football Manager and Yu-Gi-Oh! Those are as large as I want to make them, kind of, basically.
Yeah, sure. You play
like, I can make it. Yeah. I can, like, just, like, I'm in, like, I think on my season, a 3 or 4 year season already on my Football Manager. But that goes so fast and everything. And it's just like, I'll have, like, one season done, like, within, like, say, 4 or 5 hours and everything, and whatnot. It's like, it's really quite simple and everything. I don't know. I think it's one. I think it's one other thing of just, like, wasting time. I think that is one of the things of just, like, where just, like, I feel like I'm wasting time, and I'm just like, and that says to the person who's unemployed right now. And I'm just like, I'm wasting time, even though I have all the time in the world.
No, I get that, but then there's also that thing that is kind of right. I spent 3 hours on this experience, and it didn't quite hit for me. But I know those 3 hours could have gone into a different experience, which might have resonated. I think that's where the kind of push and pull comes from it. So, but yeah, the old adage of, you know, the time you have having fun is never time wasted, or words to that effect. And sometimes we need to be reminded that these things are supposed to be fun, and if it's not fun for you at the moment, then it's more than okay just to say, you know what, not right now, not today, Satan. We'll come back to you.
And you're not gonna know until you try it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel a sting of regret because I had the money for one new game, and I bought Metaphor instead of Silent Hill. Now, luckily, Boomerang eventually sent Silent Hill, but, like, there is that sting of regret of Metaphor got to a point where it annoyed me so much I stopped playing it. And then when I picked up Silent Hill later, I fucking loved it. And then in my head, I'm like, fucking, why didn't I buy that game instead of that game? It's like, there's nothing I could do about it. Like, I couldn't have known what was going to happen.
And, you know, if you start down that road of going down the safe bet of knowing that, you know, you have a good feeling about Silent Hill and whatnot, then that we fall into the same trap that video game publishers fall into in terms of no new ideas. Bet. No. Yeah, we like the same old.
I have to find my video game playing career to not taking the safe bet. And I've found some amazing games out of it. It's like, I'm not going to stop now. Fuck that. That was interesting.
It was.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Game of the week time?
No, we'll do a halftime first.
Okay, cool.
And then we'll come back to indie game of the week.
Then.
Bon voyage.
What's good, everybody? I hope you're having the best day. The Words About Games podcast is fundraising for the fabulous team over at Special Effect. If you didn't know, Special Effect is a charity that transforms the lives of physically disabled people all over the world through innovative use of technology. The heart of their work is the mission to maximize fun by helping people control video games to the best of their abilities. They're bringing families and friends together, having a profoundly positive impact in quality of life, confidence, and rehabilitation. Amy, Moody, and I have been working on a number of streams to bring you a whole host of shows, games, shenanigans, and more. Everything from ranking Resident Evil, becoming the noble team in Halo Reach, and finding our competitive streak in legally distinct and 90s game shows. We've got several more charity streams in the works, and with your help, we can get there. Special Effect is a charity near and dear to our hearts, and we'd love your support in raising as much money as possible to bring the joy of video games to so many more people. Simply click on the link in the description below of wherever you're enjoying this podcast, or scan the QR code you see now. That will take you to our Just Giving page, where you can learn more and donate. If you're not in a position to donate, that's more than okay. Times are tough and we understand. Please consider sharing our Just Giving page on social media. It will help spread the word and the work that we're doing. Thanks for listening, and for now, let's get back to the podcast.
And we're back.
Hi.
Ooh. Hello.
We weren't having a deep discussion at all.
Definitely wasn't a deep discussion. I just called someone a fucking
Some say
twat.
we rarely have deep discussions, yeah.
That's true, yeah.
How deep could it really be? Anyway, we should do an indie game of the week.
We should.
That's what she said. This is the thing we do every week where we talk about a cool-looking, upcoming indie game that looks cool, and we think you should wishlist it. If you like indie games, scroll down to the description wherever you're listening to and or watching this podcast. There's a link to this week's game, which I'll talk about in a moment. There's also a link to our Steam Curator page, which has every single indie game of the week we have ever done on this podcast, which is well over 100 games at this point. So if you like indie games, give both of those things a click. Go have a look. Go poke around. Go see what cool indie games we've been talking about for the last several years. But we'll talk about one indie game right now, and that's this week's indie game of the week, which is Assassinvisible.
Yes.
Which took me a second. When I was like doing thing notes and stuff, I was like sounding it out.
We never portmanteau around here.
Yeah, I was sounding it out because I was like, I don't want to fuck this up. Assassinvisible is a stealth and puzzle game in which your character is invisible sometimes. To avoid dying from boredom in class, Camille decides to draw your adventures on her notebook. You're an assassin sneaking around the page's squares to reach their target and erase it forever. Analyze situations, avoid being spotted by the guards, and discover the life of the child drawing your stories through their notebook's margins. The game features hand-drawn levels, an original gameplay where the character is invisible for the enemies, but also for the players. And the ultimate revenge for all those years being spent bored and in class. This one jumped out immediately to me, both for the title and also when I saw what the game looked like. Because when they talk about like notebook doodles, that's the game. That's what the game looks like. Like
it really does.
It really does. Yeah, they've gone with that as their art style. And then I like the idea of just playing a game where it's like the enemies can't see me, but I can't see me either. Ultimate stealth.
I love how the key art is one of those pens where you've got the different colors that you can push down the various tabs.
Yeah. I'm assuming
cool pens.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's going to come into play in the game at some point. But it just like everything about this game just jumped out at me as like that's a really creative idea. Like I appreciate a nice inventive, like different, quirky kind of.
Because I think the last game that I recall, anyway, I'm sure there's been others that are in this kind of drawn in a student's textbook kind of thing, was David Jaffe's game. I can't remember what it was called. Drawn to Death, maybe. Yep. And that was it.
It was. I just took psychic damage from that memory. Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, I aim to please. I don't know what to tell you.
That was a game I reviewed, and I regretted reviewing.
I think a lot of people did.
I mean, look, the idea was there. It was a solid idea on paper. The game wasn't there though.
Yeah.
But this game looks cool. I like it. It's not like edgelord fucking bullshit. It's just a nice looking game. Mm-hmm. Like it's an interesting storytelling vehicle as well, right? It's like you're playing these things on the paper, and then like the story is in the margins. I liked it. It looks cool. It's called Assassinvisible. Go click on that link down below. Go wishlist the game. Maybe check out the trailer. Maybe even check out the screenshots. The screenshots were what originally drew me into the game in the first place.
Yeah.
And then once I saw that name, it was all over. And that will do it for Indie Game of the Week this week. Not very many more Indie Games of the Week left for the year.
4 episodes left after this.
Yeah. Wild how time works. We're drawing to a close on the year. But anyway, you know what else is happening at this time of year? Black Friday. Everybody loves Black Friday. It's great. Tremendous invention.
Yeah. How's this going?
You can see where it's going. It's written down.
Didn't expect Black Friday to come into this though. I'm not gonna lie.
I just like the fact Moody always rolls a natural one when it comes to investigation. When it comes to what's on the top.
Where is Amy going with this? It says right there in the title of.
All right, bite me, both of you.
Where is Amy going here? To the topic that she has suggested. It's Black Friday, which means Black Friday sales. The Epic Games Store is already having its Black Friday sale. I think the PlayStation Store one will have started by the time this podcast comes out. The Steam sale starts on the next Wednesday, and that means cheap games.
It does.
It means a lot of cheap games. And also, in my own personal situation, I have access to many consoles that I did not have access to a year ago. PS2s, Xbox Originals, Xbox 360s, GameCube, Wii, probably other ones. I forget. They're all over there. Not turning around.
They are the ones back in Mordor.
And what I really want is game recommendations from people listening to and watching, this podcast, but also from you guys. Like, I feel like you know me pretty well. I feel like you could recommend games to me, and I wouldn't immediately just be like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? Except when Moody tries to recommend Dino Crisis, because, I'm not gonna... We've been down that road before.
Don't blame me for Dino Crisis.
No, I blame myself for Dino Crisis. Just don't try and recommend it to me.
I was not going to. But have you heard of Dino Crisis 2?
I have. I like that game. I like the game a lot. Now you're speaking my language.
Now we get somewhere, Moody. Let's go.
But I thought I would also just like compound like where I'm at the moment in terms of like the vibes of like what I'm in the mood for and what I'm not in the mood for. Because obviously, like, if you give me a game recommendation, like it might be a really good one for like way down the line, but right now I'm just like, I'm not really feeling that kind of game. And we've weirdly already touched on a lot of this stuff in the podcast so far.
Yeah, no, like we were speaking about Cyberpunk in the first half.
Yeah, right.
It's a bit weird that just came up from both of us.
Yeah, like I just got the email for that one, but yeah. So I've got a list of things here. So things that I'm kind of looking for. Games with really good narrative design. I put examples with all this stuff as well. So like games with really good narrative design. So like something like Fallout New Vegas that I'm currently playing and really enjoying, or Spec Ops: The Line is another one. Or really strong writing, like writerly writing. So like Disco Elysium, vibes, Sunless Sea. Simple pickup co-op games. So something like Left 4 Dead, for example, where it's just get together with a few friends, jump in, play the game. Or like Lethal Company, to modernize that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Survival horrors, early Resident Evils, early Silent Hills. Exploration-led worlds. And I wrote this one really small because I've definitely written two things, but all I can see is Elden Ring. Big epic RPGs, so things like Baldur's Gate 3 or Mass Effect. And then JRPGs, so like Final Fantasies, your Personas.
Metaphori Fantasio.
Maybe not Metaphori Fantasio. And systems-driven games, so things like Deus Ex, Dishonored, stuff like that. What I'm not looking for, the vibes that I'm not looking for, and this isn't me saying these types of games are bad. These are things that I'm not quite in the mood for. So, narrative only games, things like Life is Strange, Walking Dead kind of thing. Like I need more gameplay at the moment.
than a walking simulator.
Than like walking around and making choices at the moment. Checklist open world games, so things like Horizon, Assassin's Creed, where it's just like
no Ubisoft Outer Frames. No
Ubisoft.
Follow the dots. Like, you know what I mean? Like follow the dots around the map. It's like I'm good. I wrote this in quotes: PlayStation prestige games.
You don't want any of those.
That kind of style. So like The Last of Us style.
Third-person action game.
That you know what I'm talking about.
No Spider-Mans.
Puzzle games, not right now. Brain don't want to think that hard.
Brain no good.
And last one is big multiplayer games. So things like Fall Guys or Destiny. Like right now, not really looking for that kind of experience.
Sure. Okay.
Begin.
Well, obviously the Resi 1, 2, and 3 is on GOG.
It is on.
Yeah, I own two if the sale's coming up, they might be on sale. So they weren't that expensive altogether. but they might be on sale now.
I might keep an eye out. So I do own the PlayStation games. So
yeah.
I'm gonna move this out the way because I'm gonna write things down.
I know you're a Trekkie. Obviously, they've got Armada and Armada 2. If you want something to
ass Star Trek games. Good call.
Old ass Star Trek, yes.
Complimentary. Old ass is complimentary.
I know.
Yeah.
I also wanted to give you very little prep time. This is why I didn't warn you about this, because I want the things that come at the top of your head.
That's fair. That's fair.
How would you feel about a first-person shooter game with an amazing single-player campaign?
You're talking my language.
I would recommend Black Ops 6, which does have a terrific Resident Evil style element to it.
Interesting, but Vitz coming in like really out of left field there. I like it. I like where your head's at. Keep it up.
So I think the writing's really good, and it's got some sinister stuff, which I think you'll vibe with.
Black Ops 6, eh?
Yeah.
I haven't played, and it would be ironic because I haven't played a Call of Duty game since the previous Black Ops game. That was when my patience broke with that series.
Yeah.
I remember it had the investigation board. It had like a couple of side quests. There was that one Medal of Honor style mission, and I was like, you had something. You had something where you could have pushed it a bit further and made a really special, and you just went with normal Call of Duty stuff. And me and Moody were on the podcast reviewing it, and I said, that's it, I'm fucking done. Fuck this bullshit. But getting a direct recommendation for it, that's interesting. It is now. Let's put it on the list. And I will have Game Pass because I need it for Halo. So
Yeah.
Oh, some of these deals on GOG are like
crazy.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some of them are under £1.
This is what I'm saying, man. The Black Friday sales on the digital storefronts are fucking great. Like, I can't wait to see the PlayStation ones and the Steam ones. But
When
like,
those go up?
PlayStation's Friday, so like tomorrow, from when we're recording.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Steam is next Wednesday. That's when
keep an eye on the PlayStation one.
You should keep an eye on them for sure. Like, I've got wish lists set up and stuff, but I want to add to those wish lists. I want the games. I want you guys to recommend the games that I'm not thinking about. Like, where are my blind spots? Like, what haven't I thought of? Because there's bound to be countless games that you guys can recommend that I'll be like, oh yeah, cool. I wouldn't have thought of that. I can see Vitz's reflection of it just scrolling through. Doesn't necessarily have to be on sale right this second. Just
no.
Hit me with anything. Hit me with Nintendo games. Hit me with old games. Make me go to CEX and see if I can find fucking see if I can find some obscure fucking
Okay,
bullshit.
for Nintendo, have you heard of this little franchise called Pokemon?
I have. I do have Pokemon Arceus over there. I anticipated that answer.
No, yeah, Arceus. Yeah, I knew you had Arceus. So yeah, Arceus. I would recommend. I think that's something for you.
Like, I haven't gone back to this game in a while. If you're looking for that kind of left field Legend of Zelda vibe, maybe revisit to something like Okami might be on the works.
Never played it.
You really should.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I wanted to do this. This is why I want to do this podcast. Topic.
I would
because you can get that on PS4. I actually saw that. saw that today. Maybe I'll go back and see if I can get it. On PS2, I saw the PS2 version in town when I was buying the Mass Effect game.
Very good, very good. I want to shout out these two. I've always thought these would be something that I think you would like.
Here we go.
And these are from the company that sadly just closed last year, Mini Mini Games, and that is Desperados 3 and Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew.
Ooh.
I played both of them. Shadow Gambit was, I think it was, I don't know if it was in our top 10 last year, but I'm pretty
sure. In your top 10.
Yeah, I think it was in my top 10 last year, but it was like, yeah, that was, I think those two games, I think bangers for you. I think they scream a you game.
What was the full title of the Shadow's Gambit?
Shadow's Gambit: The Cursed Crew.
The Cursed Crew. I like it.
The stealth strategy game. Join a ghost crew with a living soul and an assembled cursed pirate crew.
Never would have thought of that.
And Desperado is a story-driven, hardcore tactical stealth game set in a ruthless Wild West scenario.
I like Wild West. I actually like cowboy stuff. Big fan.
Oh, they released DLC for that game? I did not know that. I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
I know it can be difficult. I've played a lot of games.
Yeah.
Feel free to just throw things out. I will tell you if I've played it before.
I know we spoke about this and firing up another playthrough. What about if you just started another playthrough of Baldur's Gate?
So I like where your head's at.
I know you
'cause yes,
specifically mentioned Baldur's Gate.
I'm
what's like Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate. Like I like 1 and 2. Sure, I own those thanks to some freebie thing down somewhere.
Amazon Prime gave them away. Yeah.
All right, that was it. Yeah, but 3, I'm waiting for them to finish updating it. Like once
Have they not done that?
No, I don't think so. Once they turn around and say we're done, that game's
that's
getting installed.
Right.
And I'm gonna play through it all again and probably make all the same choices.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm always right first time.
Yeah.
I like living with my mistakes too. I'm not a safe scummer. Like if I fuck up a choice, I fucked it up. That's fine.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see what our dear listeners submit for this.
Yeah, like if anyone out there wants to like leave a comment, hit me up on Bluesky, like smoke signals, like whatever, like just because I'm looking for it. Because like that was the thing about like what I was talking about, where I was trying a bunch of different games. It's like I need to like widen my collection a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
And the best way to get things I would never think of is to just ask.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Black Ops 6, the Shadows Gambit game, like I never would have thought of that.
Yeah. One that keeps springing to my mind, it may not resonate with you, or you may have tried it and then given up, was the original Mirror's Edge.
No,
in
I've
terms
never tried
of
it. Yeah.
a world where essentially traversal is the combat mechanic, and because Faith isn't very good with guns, kind of thing, so she just leaps around and kicks the shit out of people.
You run and do parkour and stuff.
Yeah, and I think that game will still hold up like visually and stuff like that as well. The Mirror's Edge Catalyst, I wouldn't go back to. I got that and I had my hopes up that game was going to be special, and it just wasn't. So that game went back.
All right. Well, I think I own the first one. I've never played it. I probably picked it up in some bundle or another.
Look.
I've stumped them. I was expecting like a machine gun, like I'm having to write down really fast, like oh my god, stop!
No. Oh well, no. You've already said you don't want to walk in sim type of game, so I'll shut that one down. Because I know you haven't played it, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, like I might do this every now and again on the podcast, just like ask for game recommendations when my like moods shift. Because I looked at like The Walking Dead because I've never played the final season, so I was looking. I was looking at
season
the definitive.
4, right?
Yeah, season 4. I was looking at the definitive like collection or whatever, and I was just like, it's not vibing with me right now. Like, there's nothing wrong with those games. Like those types of games, I love a lot of them, but yeah, I need something with more gameplay than what those offer.
I just got to mention it again. Persona 5 Royal.
I'm halfway through that game.
Add it to your list just in case you don't disregard it.
I never even uninstalled it, Vince.
That's what I'm saying. But when you're going through this list and you think, you know what, Persona 5 Royal, I was really digging that story. I want to see where this thing goes. I want to go back to Sodro, and I wanted to ask you, got a boyfriend?
It's not like I've ever finished the fucking original game or anything. It's like I don't already know where this story's going.
But it's the new stuff. That's where the
there's a lot of new stuff in there.
There's like 30-40 hours of new stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of new stuff. Playing that game.
Yeah, those are the ones that should immediately spring into my mind. I know what's going to happen as soon as like I go to bed. It'll be one of these. I feel like 10 titles.
I feel like you're putting too much thought into this. Just like
I think so as well.
Just throw game names out there.
Have you played UFO 50? Have you tried that yet?
Not yet. No, that's in my Steam library. And then someone put on a stream for me of a different game that wasn't WiiWare 450 while I was at their house. And I bought that game and played it for like 20 hours.
Can't believe you did that, Moody. It's terrible. You're a real bad influence.
I can't help myself. I can't help myself.
You're a real bad influence.
Have you not tried Unicorn Overlord yet? I know you wanted to try that.
I haven't tried Unicorn Overlord yet. What a name for a game. Actually, well, I'll add 13 Sentinels on there because that was the game they made previously, and I own it, and I haven't played it.
Was that Aegis Rim? 13
Yeah.
Sentinels, is it? Yeah. Where these kids somehow have to get naked in order to drive the robot.
Yeah, they drive the robot, and it's supposed to be amazing, like, in terms of...
Have you heard of...
Yeah,
have you heard
was
of...
talking amazing things about it.
Have you heard of Mullet Mad Jack?
I have... I think the name sounds familiar. Mullet Mad Jack. Are you on OpenCritic right now?
Yeah. I'm literally scrolling. One, I forgot about this one here. The one I've played this year, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I think you would really like that.
Yeah, that's got gameplay at the wazoo.
Yeah.
And he's got that difficulty curve, and he's going to vibe with you, or you're going to throw your controller out the goddamn window. It's one of the two.
I've never done that.
Just has a control window hole through the window.
You've still got 9 souls.
Into the wall.
9 souls.
Nine Souls. Is that the one that's inspired by Sekiro?
It's 2D. It's 2D Sekiro.
Yeah. So I didn't.
You didn't like
Sekiro.
Yeah.
I appreciate it for what it is and how good it obviously is, but parrying is like a mechanic is not for me. Like if I can't roll,
you're not
I'm going to get fucking
princess.
killed.
Buckshot roulette.
Buckshot roulette. So what's funny is Moody. I can tell exactly what Moody's doing.
Scrolling through the list of
you've hit the Hall of you've hit the Hall of Fame link on the open thing. You're scrolling through it.
It's more of just a refresher to myself as well, so it's like it helps me. My brain's I'm just coughing up blanks right now.
Well, think of games that you like. Think back to maybe when we did our top 100s, not when we argued down into that. Just like what was on your 100 that I haven't played.
Have you played 1000 X Resist?
I've played the first 2 hours of that game, and then I don't know, something happened. But I was vibing with it. They're trying to get me back into only playing new games, guys. Help, save me. 2024 games and only 2024 games.
Yeah.
Come on, Amy, you're always the one who adds all the games to the game of the year list.
Do I still have that list of 100 games for myself?
I don't know.
There we go. I do. Thank God. It helps me.
What was on it? Hit me up. I'm surprised Vitz hasn't tried to convince me to go out and buy a Gran Turismo game. Because I'll tell you what, those PS2 games are pretty cheap. I saw one of them for like £2.50 or something.
Yeah, I'd say for...
Is Forza Horizon 4 still listed? Or have they unlisted that yet?
No, Horizon 4 has been delisted. No, sorry. They are selling like the very last chance to buy it kind of thing.
Yeah, I had that.
You haven't... If you're getting Game Pass, it'll still be on there.
Yeah, but I want to own it because then it's going to disappear off Game Pass. Oh, sorry, I'm going to disappear off of Game Pass.
That's true.
You haven't ever really played the Metal Gears.
That's
apart
true.
From 5.
I love Metal Gear 5. I actually own Metal Gear 5 in my collection behind me. Metal Gear solid. Because I can go two ways with that. I can buy the HD collection, or I can buy the original game.
I wouldn't buy the recent re-release from Konami. Apparently, those ports were trash. So I'd either just go buy the originals.
I mean, I can do that. I mean, I have the setup for that.
I know you like a Dragon Ishin from last year.
Yeah. If I was going to do that, I would probably jump on. I'd probably take that opportunity to start making my way through the series.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, no way.
But that's such a standalone thing that doesn't back up to the other one, so it's like I think that kind of helps itself.
because there is going to come a point where it's like I'm gonna install all of them. I'm gonna play all of them.
Yeah, you're gonna hit a wall and it's gonna be like, "Time, all right, Yakuza,
It's Yakuza
show me
time."
what you got." Yeah. So anyway, what have you been playing, Yakuza?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's crazy. Like I own every single game in the series.
No, it's not.
But I've only played 2 of them.
Yeah.
I think I bought them all. I think they all went on sale after Infinite Wealth. Not long after I finished Infinite Wealth, I think, and I just bought all of them.
Something
so
I'd
what
like
if-
to add.
Go on, Ritz.
No,
go.
You were first.
I was gonna say, something I'd
You go,
like
Ritz.
to add back to your list is Mario Party. So whether that's Jamboree or any of the other ones.
I mean,
Because I think in terms
I
of
own-
pick up co-op, I think that's going to be decent for you in terms of.
I do own Mario Party Jamboree.
Yeah.
I play it with Sadie. It would be great if I could play it with some other people. But
You must
I feel like she's shouting at us there. That's...
I think it could be a fun game to play with my podcasting friends. But well, you know,
Are you gonna pay for the subscription?
I mean,
£36.
so
It's £37 at the moment.
it's a Nintendo
on
game.
Amazon.
That's the
I
cheapest it's ever
don't
gonna be.
know if these ones will speak to you, but you're wanting something with combat, with gameplay, good gameplay. And I think these games have least good combat gameplay. But I don't know.
You look nervous.
I am actually nervous.
I'm not going to hurt you. You know,
At least Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
I did say I was never going to
no.
play those games. Well, Vitz is dissenting.
I know Ames, and I don't.
They did. They are did.
I think your heart might be ready to accept the power of friendship, but your brain is not ready to accept all the bullshit that comes with Kingdom Hearts to get to that.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 1 can be a bit of a fucking drag with some of its gameplay, but its combat I think is really good. Except the camera part. The camera can be a pain in the ass.
And then I think in Kingdom Hearts 2, some of the like the twist it takes you through to get to certain worlds, and then what they have you do in these worlds are just not fun, and they weren't fun back in 2006,
Yeah,
and they weren't fun in the recent kind of remaster. I would not recommend Kingdom Hearts.
To guide this slightly from Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I've played Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, 9, and 15 and 16. Are there any numbers that I haven't said? And don't say 14, Vitz. Are there any numbers that I haven't said?
Which ones did you haven't really delved into 10 yet, have you?
Yeah, 10 and 12 will be the ones.
I own all of the PS2 games.
Yeah, no, but you haven't really played them. That's what I'm saying.
No, yeah, 10 and 10 too. And I own
10,
13
10, 2,
as well.
12.
I own 13 and 13 too. 13.3 is really expensive for some reason. I don't know why. Was there something special about Lightning Returns?
Apparently, the ending of that game blew people's minds.
Did they only make like 12 copies or something?
Probably.
Maybe that's why it blew people's minds. They blew it
Yeah,
up.
because obviously, I can get all of the Final Fantasies like retro collection, and they're quite easy to get a hold of. But also there's pixel remasters.
There's remasters and remakes for 12 and things like that. Yeah,
everything's been remastered or remade.
Yeah.
That's how I played Final Fantasy 6 earlier this year.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you sure about 14?
Yes. I don't have that kind of time.
But
even though it does give you like hours on hours of hours of
No.
hours of hours of
No
we
big
recommend it.
multiplayer games.
You can play it all solo. You don't even have to fight with anybody
No
else.
big multiplayer games.
There's just a few instances where it will put you in the raid.
It was
Again, you don't have to talk to them or anything.
It was right there in my things I don't want.
It's free to play all the way up to level 80. And you get other expansions all the way up to Heavensward. Probably even more now.
Big multiplayer games. Final Fantasy 14.
I don't think I have any more in my head.
Yeah, like unless you want to go back to, say, the original God of War games, so God of War 2 and things like that, Devil May Cry for that kind of action. Maybe not Devil May Cry 2, but 3.
Interesting.
5 is really good. 5
I
is
played
good.
5. I played 5.
Did you?
I reviewed 5. Yeah, I reviewed 5. Way back in there. That was the one where you had the guy with the walking stick.
Yeah, yeah.
The cutscenes, I really like the cutscenes in that game. They were mad. They were nuts. And I really appreciated them.
A game I played many times, like 2008, 2009 was the Prince of Persia that came out that year. So Prince of Persia 2008, Winnola North. that was a title. In terms of racing games, the original Grid, which came out 2008, would be one that I recommend. It might be called Race Driver Grid.
Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2. Those ones those are for me a peak Need for
Unless
Speed.
you're going to be like my housemate at university who was deeply offended that Snoop Dogg sampled the Doors Riders on the Storm to make the opening track.
That does sound like bullshit. But... I mean, I've just been recommended as many racing games as I've ever played, so that's interesting. Any favorite games from the last 10 years? 5 years?
Bring up that list.
That Amy hasn't played.
I mean, don't try and second guess if I've played it or not. If I've played it, I'll tell you. Like, I'm surprised I haven't heard Shadow of the Colossus or Eco.
No, but you mentioned that before. I said Eco.
Well, you said it in a different segment.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay. If you want to go back to Last Guardian,
I've got it behind me.
Right, okay. Yeah, she's got it behind.
Actually, Moody watched me buy it, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Got it from Manchester.
I did, yeah. There's people hopefully shouting at the monitor. And if you are shouting at the monitor, I just want to invite you once again to type. Because I can't hear the shouting. That's not how the internet works. But like, just hit me up games that you like. It's always funny in it when you've got a million games in your head.
Have you gone back to Celeste recently?
Oh, not recently, no.
Hmm.
Should I say I played it? Yeah.
Oh, if you're gonna do racing games, then do Burnout Revenge or Burnout 3 Takedown.
I mean, yeah, I've got Burnout Paradise on my Xbox 360. Apparently,
yeah, but that's not the same.
I know.
It's just not the same.
Burnout. I was the one that suggested Takedown. For
I get that, but what I'm saying is go back to it.
Go back and crash some cars, Amy.
Yeah.
Don't think. Only violence.
And the Arkham games, do they ring a resonance with you?
I have the collection on PlayStation.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
that might be
maybe.
worth a shout. But at least that, the first one for that Metroidvania.
I mean, I like all of them. Even Arkham Knight, like, is a very good game. Apart from the only thing Arkham Knight did wrong was car.
Yes.
Like the Batmobile section, it was just like, yeah, and then like you get this big fight with a boss, and it's like it's a tank fight, and it's like, well, that's a waste. I thought maybe you had one.
I don't think. I know you don't necessarily are in the mood for like a management type game, but Spiritfarer would be a one if you need to.
I mean, Spiritfarer, I've only ever played the first.
I love that.
Yeah,
but I only ever played the first 10 hours. Like the first person.
What about going back to Super Hot?
I think if I ever went back to Super Hot, I would want to do the VR again. Which isn't impossible. Actually, I'm going to add that. Because all I need for that, I've still got the headset, and I think I've still got the controllers. I just don't have the sensor towers. It's got to be pretty cheap to get, because my Oculus Rift ain't new. It's not one of the new models. And if I get that, I could play Star Trek Bridge Crew again.
There you go. That's a multiplayer game that it'll take more convincing to people to get Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Well, you can play it without VR. You can play Bridge Crew without VR now.
That might be fun. To be fair, did you read
that might be fun on Sunday.
That might be fun on Sunday. Did you read that piece that Eurogamer did when they essentially they did a review of the Star Trek X experience down in London that we were going to do? The Bridge Crew thing.
Oh yeah. The live action thing.
It's like LARPing but Star Trek.
Yeah. I haven't. Was it positive?
It was positive, yeah.
It sounds like a really good time.
Yeah.
And we should definitely do
Brothers:
that.
A Tale of Two Sons would be the other one I throw up there in terms of stuff that you may want to go.
Maybe I've played it once. I don't necessarily feel a strong urge to go back to it.
That's fine.
We're on co-op. Overcooked 2.
We should do that on Sunday. People want to see
those would be fun.
People want to see us scream.
I think they had enough of that on the Video Games Frank stream.
Screaming about tomatoes.
What do you mean you threw the rice overboard?
No. I was washing the dishes. You were supposed to be slicing the fucking lettuce.
There's a fire over there. The kitchen's burned down. Hi.
But yeah, no, like, are there any games? Are there any games that you guys want to play, like multiplayer? Like, oh man, I really like to play that with other people. That isn't Final Fantasy 40. Or like an MMO style thing.
I mean, I'm still always down for Mario Kart.
I don't own Mario.
As a kind of
like,
yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you just complained about us that we don't have the Mario Party. So
I know that we were speaking about playing through, Halo's co-op and doing that.
Oh yeah, you might want to play the more of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Right, I'm closing this discussion down in a couple of minutes.
There we go.
So if anybody wants to throw in any last minute,
speak their piece.
any last minute thoughts before the Black Friday sales kick off.
I remember. Sorry. Did you play Pepper Grinder?
Nope.
Because that might be one.
Did not get around to it.
Self-loss.
Self-loss. Yep. Self-loss.
You own it anyway, thanks to me. So because I got a code for it.
Best kind of deal there is. Free.
Yeah.
Maybe I need you to set up Steam Share again.
And then, are you in the vibes for like a Hotline Miami type experience as well?
I mean, is that Hotline Miami type experience? Hotline Miami.
Oh, yeah, it could be. Or like, if you want to go to like an Angerfoot kind of.
I did try Angerfoot. I tried a Steam demo of it, like the Next Fest demo of it, and it wasn't. I wasn't feeling it. Not in a. This isn't for me right now. Where I appreciate the humor, but the gameplay, like loop, was just like not really. I wasn't really vibing with that kind of gameplay loop.
That's fair.
I do like roguelikes though. Hotline Miami is. I played a lot of it. And I vowed never to put myself through it again, ever again.
That's fair.
We'll see if that vow holds up.
No, I've got nothing.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm always down for some more Lethal Company. I know we still got to play Content Warning, which we haven't done yet.
And I'm always. I should point out. I don't want a barrage of text messages over the next 24 hours of all the games that you've remembered.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You can barrage me anytime you want. Okay, cool. That was that segment. I got a big list of games. If you
hopefully you do too, dear listener,
want to throw recommendations at me, go for it. Go nuts. Go crazy. If you know me, hit me up on Bluesky. Hit me up on messages. If you don't know me, leave a comment. Hit me up on Bluesky. Just don't message me. It's weird.
Michael Keaton, do you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
All right. Notebook away. Laptop out. It's time for OpenCritic Head-To-Head. This is the game we play every week where we try to guess the OpenCritic average of upcoming games. Whoever guesses closest to the score at the time of recording gets a point. And if you manage to guess the score correctly, you get 2 points. Last week, we tried to guess the OpenCritic average of a couple of games.
God, were we wrong?
We were wrong about one of them. I think we're going to be wrong about another one. The first one was Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, which doesn't have any reviews at the time of recording, probably because the game don't work.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, people couldn't get in for the first 24 hours, and then I think because they've kind of moved to a cloud-based system to kind of reduce the size of the client that you have to download and all the texture paths and whatnot, it is very dependent on your internet connection, and then still the
The fascinating thing about that is they haven't moved to a cloud-based system. Like, it always like streamed in like all of the textures and stuff. That's why you saw like.
Why did I download 600 odd gigs in last year?
That's why you always had those like weird fucking monstrosities like that would sometimes happen. Like you know, because it was streaming data and it streamed it in wrong. I don't know what they've changed for 2024 to completely like obliterate the game.
Because apparently, like many of the missions that they touted in terms of, oh, this is new, like you can go do a mountain rescue or like put out a fire with a plane full of water and that kind of thing. Most of that stuff is coming soon. It's not like in the game for day one. So that's interesting as well.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened basically to
It'll be interesting to find out because this was like 2023 was one of the most lauded titles out there, kind of thing. It's like people couldn't start singing its praises.
Yeah. I mean, I tried it and I had a thoroughly enjoyable time. I flew to everybody's houses, crashed into them because I'm terrible at the game. But yeah, we're
not that she's a terrorist. She's terrible at flying.
I'm just bad at the game. We're awaiting an OpenCritic average for that game. It currently has 25% on Steam reviews.
Probably Amy's going to get that point, so
it seems likely. We also tried to guess the OpenCritic average of Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. I guessed it would get a 90. Moody, you guessed it would get an 85. Vitz, you guessed it would get an 88. Never fails. At the time of recording, Stalker 2 has an OpenCritic average of 77, which means Moody gets the point.
Yeah, another rough start for this game. Obviously, made under more strenuous conditions than the team was initially hoping for. And as I understand it, a day one patch has alleviated a number of issues that the critics were experiencing when they were during their review period, kind of thing. And yeah, there's a lot of issues for people to jump over, but apparently there is a fundamentally good game in here.
Oh, I don't doubt it. That sounds like the original Stalker. It seems like they've just been really faithful to the original game.
Yeah.
It's a great game, very janky though.
Basically, when I heard them saying basically they had to get this game out this year, I was just like, yeah, this could come out in a really not great state, and it sounded like it isn't. Sounded like it did come out in a great state, which is disappointing. Obviously, for the critics who've like obviously played it early and everything like that, it's one of those things at the end of the day for it. Hopefully the patch has, when it does come out, has fixed a lot of those things, but
yeah, it's one of those where
I hate to hear these things.
There's a lot of extenuating circumstances about why the game might be the way it is and why it had to come out this year. Like, you know, I'm sure they were running out of money. It's an awkward one, isn't it? But it sounds like
there's no doubt about it, yeah.
It does sound like the underlying game is solid, so just needs a tune-up.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of things though when it comes to games these days that they need a tune-up.
Maybe I don't mean that. We're just wanting something about not playing new games, Moody. Just wait until they actually work properly.
Like maybe not waiting to play until now to play Cyberpunk. Yeah, exactly.
Is that the thing though now? Seriously, is that the thing? We wait not just 2 weeks, please wait a fucking year.
A year or more, yeah.
In many cases, the game's not going anywhere.
Sure. It's
only That's true, there's no doubt about it.
It's not even like, oh, the game's just going to be just as good when you play it. Yeah. The game's probably going to be better when you play it.
Now, will the studio that made the game be around to reap the benefits of your monetary transaction?
Not, no.
Maybe not. But yeah, you can't level yourself with that guilt. It is on leadership.
Don't put that guilt on yourself. Like,
exactly.
It's not worth it. And it's not your fault. Games that do well still have massive layoffs as well. So
they sure do.
So that puts the current scores of Amy 33, Moody 45, Vitz 28, and 6 draws.
Yay.
This week, nothing. There's nothing. Like there's still a good few games that we can do for OpenCritic for in the coming weeks. Just not next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's like, Black Friday? I'm not launching on Black Friday.
Yeah, that's when all the movies are coming out.
Well, yeah, you got to think about it, right? You launch a game on Steam on Black Friday. It's like no one's going to see it. Yeah. Like it'd be the same with the other storefronts. Everyone's looking for deals. It's like if you rock up with your full price game, like no one's going to want to buy that.
And like, obviously at this time, Black Friday is synonymous with Thanksgiving over in the US, and there's more than enough distraction competing for people's time. And video games tend to take a step back during this week when people go, home to see family and whatnot, and they go to see all the movies which are coming out. So
kill retail workers, trample each other to death in shops, give thanks for genocide. You know, all that normal stuff.
Yeah.
Did I ruin it? Did I ruin
No.
the mood?
My eyes turned to Moody because I think it's his time to shine.
Oh, is it? Oh, cool.
Hey, everybody. Today, be proud. You made it. Another day is behind you. Another week has passed. We want to know what else. You are doing the absolute best. You are truly good enough, and we all believe in you. One step at a time, one day at a time, one dream at a time. Now stand up and jump up high and high five that sky because you made it and you are good enough. Live long and prosper.
And join us Sunday for a marathon stream.
See you Sunday.
For the last podcast of the year, I'm going to buy Moody a glitter cannon so he can really shine. But when he says jump up and high five the sky, I'm literally going to attempt to high five my ceiling.
So Moody's going to have a mess that he's going to clean up, and Aim's going to punch a hole through his ceiling.
Basically. Or die, or I'm going to break my neck.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, bye.
Bye.